Okay, I'm gonna do another piece. We're going crazy with videos around here, but I think it's giving us a distraction. But this is another video of a piece of paint chip from Cadillac Ranch. I'm kind of excited about this one because it has some bumps. And the ones I've done with bumps before tend to create some pretty cool designs. So again, if you hadn't seen one of these, I'm starting with I started by roughing it out with a little jigsaw that the previous owners of the house left here, which is kind of nice. I don't know if they know they left it here, but it is. Anyway, so I'm gonna just periodically, oh look, see I didn't even do much and we already exposed one layer of paint. Oh, sorry, my homemade stand. Anyway, so we're just gonna flat sand this, and I'm gonna show you each little bit along the way. Whoa, look at those. So fun. This is, I don't know why I so enjoy this, but I don't know, it's like calming and exciting at the same time. So when I went to Cadillac Ranch, there was people selling bits of this. Now what they were selling was really small slivers that they mounted into, what do they call that? Findings? Is that the right word? Look at that. And then they encased in epoxy. So each one of their things was about like a postage stamp, and most of them didn't look very thick at all either. They were just taking these really nice slivers, which is probably smart if they're making a business at it, because you know their quantity, they probably had 100 rings, well total 100 objects including rings, necklaces, keychains and things. So you know they certainly don't want to deplete their resource. Now when I went there, I found, I think somebody had been mining before me, because I found a lot of chunks just on the ground, and then just loose pieces that were kind of like hanging on the car. Wow, look at that. Loose pieces that were hanging on the cars, and you know, I pulled some of them off. I was real careful, you know, not to take anything that looked like it was on a fragile part of the car or would change the appearance of the car or anything. They were all like pieces that were kind of hanging off. You know, if I was going to try and make a living off of this or sell these things, which I have no intention of doing, I would definitely talk to the owners, which the last I checked too while we're talking about this, it was in some sort of trust, so I'm sure it wouldn't take much research to find out who's the executor of the trust. You know, get permission to actually do it. Now, reading online, you know, there's some people that are like, it's actually desirable because eventually the paint becomes so thick that it's not detrimental to, that is detrimental to the cars, so that they actually have to knock it off once in a while. I don't know the truth of that or not. Oh, and materials, if you haven't seen the other videos, I just have a little trickle of water going in the sink, and wet sandpaper, and I'm starting with 220 to get the basic shape, and then I'll go from there. One other thing I didn't mention in the other video was I'm going to experiment. I bought a bottle of Paleo Bond, which is basically super glue for paleontology. Dinosaur bones, depending on where and what, when they dig them up, are potentially really fragile. And or even if the pieces aren't fragile, they aren't one continuous piece. They're a bunch of fragments. And I know this, I dug one up in northwestern South Dakota, years ago, and it was in clay soil, and the actual bones weren't much different in consistency than the clay soil. And you would squirt this Paleo Bond, this super, wow, that's really nice. Oh, do you see that sparkle in the red right there? I don't know if that shows up in the video. But anyway, the Paleo Bond, you would squirt, dig, and I swear they probably was more super glue in it than there was actual dinosaur bone by the time you were done. But it was pretty interesting. And then now I have a debate, like how far do I go on this? You know, I still have humps and bumps. I got a backside and edges to work. I've been making these three-dimensional cabs with both sides being aesthetic in most cases. I don't know anything about jewelry making or mounting or anything. Wire wraps would make both sides pretty cool. Mounting on a regular jewelry platform would mean you'd have to choose one side. Isn't that cool? It's like psychedelic. So anyway, I'm gonna take that Paleo Bond that I was talking about, and like some of these pieces I've gone are just really brittle and fragile. I'm gonna go ahead and stabilize them before I work them, and then a couple other pieces I've done have sort of started disintegrating as I work them. So I stopped, and I'm gonna take that Paleo Bond, that super glue, and try to stabilize them before I go any further. I don't know. Do you stop? Do you go? Should I stay or should I go now? I swear, one of these someday I'm just going to keep going till it's gone and just enjoy the process of watching the colors slowly morph. Anyway, for now, I think I'm going to stop right there. But how fun. How terribly so fun. Oh my gosh. Anyway, years and years of graffiti exposed right there. Enjoy, have a good day, and see what other crazy stuff I post in the future. Just kind of videoing whatever we're doing to keep ourselves sane. Doing our part to stay at home as much as possible and keep our spirits up. Anyway, peace out, and everybody have a great day.